Rivals Radio.
Welcome back to Rivals Radio, Rivals Nation. Time for our deep dive into, well, what a week that was. Week 5 action, and we're looking ahead to Week 6.
Absolutely. And today, we're not just hitting the highlights. We've got the inside track, the latest intelligence coming straight from the league front office.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. So this is like the insider's guide, right? What the folks running the show are really seeing, the strategic stuff behind the scores.
You got it. Think of it that way. Because Week 5, I mean, it was a whirlwind. It really challenged some of the early season thinking. Based on our internal league analysis, we saw upsets, incredible individual efforts.
And some serious ranking shakeup.
Definitely. So our mission today is basically to pull out the key takeaways from those front office reports, give you that comprehensive picture of where things stand.
Okay, let's dive in then, starting with Monday, because the front office notes right off the bat said Week 5 brought some serious statements.
It really did. Our internal checks had Coastal visiting number 4 Pitt at 6 p.m. And the report confirms, look, Pitt didn't just win that 41-3 victory. That was textbook.
Textbook how?
Their high-intensity early down pressure. The league office actually calls it front foot football. They just dictated the whole game from the first snap. Showcased that contender status.
Yeah, 41-3 kind of screams statement win. Okay, then 8 p.m., number 20, Alabama at Texas A&M. That one felt big. The front office flagged it as a potential momentum shifter.
And it was. A total knockdown, drag-out fight. Lead changes back and forth. Great QB battle, too. Troy Hill and Nikhil Banks really went at it.
But the Aggies pulled it out, 36-17. What was the key insight there?
Crucially, the intel points to the Aggies' defense. Specifically, their late-game endurance. They just wore Alabama down. That kind of defensive resilience, that's a major takeaway for the league office.
Gotcha. All right, Tuesday, 6 p.m., Ole Miss at Arkansas.
Right. And the analysis here. Ole Miss has basically had this locked up by halftime. They were just scoring like crazy.
And Ojemudia went off, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Quarterback Robert Ojemudia, 6 touchdowns, 337 yards, and a 63-23 route. He was immediately flagged in the player impact reports.
Yeah.
This wasn't just, a good game. It was a huge boost for his Heisman profile. Shows how one massive performance can totally shift perception.
6 TDs, yeah, that'll get you noticed. Okay, 8 p.m. Tuesday, number 2, Ohio State at Rutgers. This one seemed a little closer, at least for a while.
It was initially, closer than maybe some folks expected. But the league's depth metrics, they really tell the story. Ohio State's roster strength just took over, especially in the third quarter.
And Duke Smooth had a big game.
Yeah, running back, 137 yards, 3 touchdowns. The post-game assessment cited him as the catalyst for pulling away to that 35-19 win. That depth, the front office stresses it constantly. It's critical for championship teams.
Makes sense. Okay, Wednesday, 6 p.m., the battle for the victory bell. North Carolina at Duke.
And North Carolina just crushed Duke. Simple as that. The front office rivalry game review highlighted that 33 domination. It's a clear case, they noted, of emotional investment turning into better execution on the field. Sometimes that gets underestimated.
Yeah, those rivalry games definitely have extra juice.
Yeah.
Then 8 p.m., Kentucky at South Carolina. This felt like a must-win for South Carolina.
Desperate for a win, exactly. And the reports show they executed a really smart game plan. Slowed it down, controlled the clock. Quarterback Axel Hillcox was super efficient.
Like completion percentage-wise?
Yeah, 80% passing, threw for 2 touchdowns in that 29-3 upset. The front office noted it as a prime example of strategic game management, basically saving their season outlook.
Wow, quite the turnaround. Okay, Thursday, 6 p.m., number 9, Indiana at Nebraska.
This one, the front office called it a classic Big Ten grind for about 3 quarters. Defensive battle.
But then Indiana kind of exploded late.
Yeah, totally. 21 points just in the fourth quarter. QB Linder had a huge game, 332 yards, 2 TDs overall. That late surge sealed the 27-13 win and really solidified their contender status.
Yeah.
Our analytics guys call that a championship caliber closer.
Nice. Strong finish. And Thursday at 8 p.m., Georgia Tech at Louisville.
Georgia Tech's offense, led by Noah Roberts. Our scouts called it unstoppable in this one. The 39-14 blowout. The front office basically confirmed Roberts is consistently a high-impact player. He just elevates that whole unit.
He's been impressive. All right, Friday, 6 p.m., Liberty at San Diego State. Liberty bounced back from a loss, right?
They did, yeah. But it wasn't smooth sailing the whole way. They mostly controlled it, but San Diego State put up 17 points in the fourth. Liberty held on 31-24, but the front office did highlight that late surge as maybe a defensive lapse for Liberty. A reminder, can't relax.
Point. Never over till it's over. Then the big one, Friday night, 8 p.m. Number 6 USC at number 16 Oregon. Expected fireworks.
Everyone thought scorefest, right? But the defensive efficiency report showed both defenses really locked it down. until late into the third quarter.
And then USC's offense woke up.
Yeah, Brandon Frank and that offense just piled on the points late for a 27-13 win. What impressed our analysts, though, was USC showing they could win with defense first, then offense. That adaptability, highly valued.
Versatility wins championships, they say. Okay, let's hit Saturday. Packed schedule, 8 a.m. start. Baylor at number 10, Oklahoma.
Yep, early start. And our game review noted Oklahoma jumped out 25 unanswered points. But then Baylor fought back hard, scored 17 straight themselves.
Close finish.
Oklahoma held on 25-17. The front office calls that kind of win adversity management in those tight conference games.
Always tough in the Big 12. All right, 9 a.m. Central Michigan at number 3, Michigan. How'd this one go?
Well, our game log basically called this a snooze fest, competitively speaking. Michigan just took complete control. 71-10 blowout.
Yikes.
Yeah, the front office recorded it as a talent disparity exhibition. Michigan just overwhelmed them, pure dominance. Validates their ranking for sure. 10 a.m. FCS East at Maryland. Sounds like another mismatch.
It was. As our scouting reports kind of predicted, Maryland's recruits just dominated. It was 49-0 at halftime. Matt Murdock threw 6 TDs in a 63-yard route.
Murdoch's putting up insane numbers.
He really is. The front office sees this as clear proof Maryland's recruiting strategy is paying off big time on the field.
Okay, 11 a.m. Akron at Florida State. What was the story here?
Defense. All defense. Our performance analytics were, off the charts. Bo Williams and Kyle Latham led the way. They combined for 12 sacks.
12 sacks.
Yeah. Florida State won 54-0. Even with that defensive focus, they still put up points. But that pressure, that's a major point of emphasis in the league-wide analysis. They are an imposing unit.
No kidding. All right, noon game. Number 14, NC State at Syracuse. Upset alert.
Yep. The front office notes show NC State actually led for a good chunk of the game. But they allowed 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Lost 20-13. That's their second straight ACC loss.
Ouch. That's got to sting. It's a pattern the league office has definitely flagged. Concerns about their late game composure.
Something to watch for them. Okay, wrap up week 5. 1 p.m. FCS West at number 7, Texas.
And this was the Reno Hightower show. The front office officially termed it a career-defining game for the Texas QB. 486 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, and a 65-7 blowout.
8 TDs. Good grief.
Yeah, an absolutely explosive performance. It's already being used internally, like in player development workshops, as a case study for maximizing offensive output. What a statement.
Unbelievable numbers. So, okay, after all that action, all that front office intel, what does the top 25 look like now, heading into week 6?
Right. This is where it gets really interesting, Rivals Nation. Because the league front office's top 10, it actually held completely fine.
Really? After all that chaos?
Yeah. Clemson, Ohio State, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Georgia, USC, Texas, TCU, Indiana, and Oklahoma. All stayed put, 1 through 10, which is honestly pretty rare after a week with so many big games and some upsets. Real consistency at the very top.
Wow, okay, stability at the summit. But below that, must have been some movement.
Oh, absolutely. And what's fascinating is who moved and by how much. Our internal adjustments show some significant climbers, teams really building momentum. SMU is up 1, Auburn climbed 3 spots, Oklahoma State made a huge jump, up 5 spots.
Okay, 5 spots is serious.
And Notre Dame moved up 6. UCLA, North Carolina, Miami all climbed 4 spots each. And Iowa, they rose 6 spots to number 19. These are the teams whose midseason performance has really impressed the front office.
Love to see those leaps based on strong play. But that means some teams had to drop.
Always does. And the front office assessment reflects that. Oregon, after that loss to USC, dropped 5 spots. And Alabama took a pretty significant hit, falling 7 spots after losing to A&M. Shows how quickly things can change.
Yeah, those tough losses sting in the rankings. So any new faces in the top 25?
We got 4 new teams entering the poll for week 6. Ole Miss comes right in at number 22 after that huge win. Florida is in at 23. LSU cracks the list at 24. And Boston College rounds it out at number 25.
Nice. Welcome to the party. The landscape is definitely shifting, like you said. The competition is just fierce.
It really is. And the front office view is constantly being refined based on this stuff.
All right, let's talk individuals. The Heisman race. According to the internal tracking, it's got to be getting tight.
It is. Ramon Grant III, the Ohio State QB, he's still holding that top spot for now. But Keon Hunter, the Michigan running back, he's making a serious push, a rushing surge, our analysts call it. He's climbed into second place.
Hunter's been incredible, just pure power.
Undeniable impact. The front office is watching him very closely. And after that monster week 5 we talked about, Robert Ojemudia from Ole Miss, He has rocketed into third place in the projections.
Wow, big jump for him too.
Huge. Then you've got LeBart Vick III from Florida State and Burt Bean from Michigan rounding out the current top 5 contenders. Ojemudia's rise is, well, it's a really compelling story the front office is tracking for its impact.
What a group. Okay, let's quickly hit some other stat leaders. These numbers are key for those front office player evaluations, right?
Absolutely crucial. So passing yards, Lord from Arkansas is leading the way, followed by Akbar from Memphis, Kalkala from Pitt, Lindsley from Iowa, and there's Ojemudia again from Ole Miss.
And Ojemudia's efficiency is notable.
Extremely. What's really impressive, and it's noted right in his player profile by the front office, 0 interceptions. Still, he's playing incredibly clean football, elite decision-making. That's highly valued.
0 picks. That's amazing. Okay, rushing yards.
Gideon from Ole Miss is leading there. Then Tippin from Ohio, our Heisman contender Hunter from Michigan, Smoot from Ohio State, and Judkins from Florida State. Hunter and Smoot especially are showing that consistent, explosive playmaking that drives offenses. It's highlighted every week in the impact reports.
Powerhouses, both of them. Receiving yards leaders.
Spragan from Virginia is at the top, then Brahms from Colorado, Tangelo from Iowa, and Figueroa from Arkansas. These guys are the big play threats identified as critical weapons by the front office.
And defense, tackles, TFLs.
Emery and Locke from Kansas are actually 1-2 in tackles. Then Claypool from Old Dominion, Roy from Liberty, and Capps from Colorado State. That Kansas defensive leadership, it's detailed in the scouting reports, really making noise with their disruption.
Good for Kansas. How about sacks? We mentioned FSU's big day.
Right. Rizzo from Ohio State is just dominating that category. He's got 12 sacks and 18 tackles for loss already. Our coordinator analysis shows he's just creating absolute havoc.
A true game wrecker.
Totally. Durbin from Notre Dame and Horn from Texas A&M are right behind him, also making life miserable for O-lines.
And interceptions, any leaders pulling away?
Actually, it's a long jam at the top. 5 players tied with 4 interceptions each. Droge from Southern Miss, Falk from Miami, Hyde from Oklahoma State, Lockheed from North Carolina, and Alfonso from Colorado State.
Wow, 5 guys tied.
Yeah, these ball hawks are creating turnovers at critical times. That's a stat the front office sees as a direct indicator of defensive playmaking. Game-changing plays.
Love to see that defensive impact spreading around. Okay, so Week 5 recap done, rankings updated, stars highlighted. What does all this front office analysis point towards for Week 6? Sounds like another huge slate.
Get ready, Rivals Nation, because Week 6 is absolutely loaded. The league office is explicitly highlighting several of these matchups. Monday night kicks it off with a true clash of titans in the Big Ten. 8 p.m.
Let me guess, Indiana at Ohio State.
You got it. Number 9, Indiana travels to face number 2, Ohio State.
Yeah.
This isn't just a game. The front office models project this as a massive data point for the Big Ten race. A huge test for that Ohio State D-line against Indiana's explosive offense. That is a must-watch.
Oh, yeah. Huge conference showdown, massive implications. Then Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Nebraska travels to number 3, Michigan. Our report suggests that will be a really tough road trip for the Huskers against a Michigan team that, well, you saw what they did in Week 5.
Right. Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Arkansas is at Texas A&M. This one's highlighted by the front office as a test. Can A&M keep that momentum going after the big upset win? Then at 8 p.m., it's number 17, North Carolina at Louisville.
Okay. Thursday night, big game there too.
Oh, definitely, 8 p.m. Another one flagged by the front office as a strategic interest game. Number 10, Oklahoma heads to number 22, Ole Miss.
Ooh, Sooners versus Rebels. That sounds fun.
Yeah, Oklahoma against that surging Ole Miss team with Ojemudia leading the charge. Our analysts think this is going to be absolutely electric. A really key measure of Ole Miss's top 25 legitimacy right now.
Can't wait for that one. Okay, Friday night games.
We got West Virginia, number 25, Boston College at 6 p.m. Huge chance for BC to solidify that new ranking. And then Iowa State at number 21, Washington at 8 p.m. Washington will want to make a statement there. Both critical games for these teams trying to climb.
Got it. And Saturday, always packed. What stands out?
Oh yeah, Saturday is jammed. 10 a.m., number 4, Pittsburgh visits Georgia Tech. That's a test for Pitt on the road. 11 a.m., number 18, Miami is at NC State. The front office will be watching that one closely to see how NC State responds after those 2 straight losses.
Good point. Big bounce back spot potentially.
Then at noon, Stanford takes on number 14, Notre Dame. Classic matchup. Always has implications. And Rivals Nation, you definitely want to clear your schedule for 8 p.m. Saturday night.
What's happening then?
Florida State takes on Syracuse. And the league office is really excited to announce this game will feature commentary from the legendary Skip Lloyd.
Skip Lloyd. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, bringing his unique insights to what should be another intense game, especially with FSU's scary defense on display again.
You heard it here first, folks. Indiana, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. Just a couple of the absolute must-see games this week. The front office intel says these are going to be huge for the rankings and the Heisman race going forward. Make sure you're tuned in.
And hey, a quick reminder from the Pro League front office for anyone thinking about ownership out there. The league's finished up the mod logo and uniform aesthetic upgrades. They're going to start teasing those pretty soon. Get ready for a fresh look.
That's right. And if you are interested in owning a pro organization, seriously, get in touch with one of the league board members or the commissioner directly. The front office really wants to highlight this opportunity for people to get involved.
Yeah, don't wait. The draft seems like it's far away, but it's actually in February. So, get in now before it's too late to really be part of building that next dynasty. They're actively looking for passionate people.
What a season this is turning into, Rivals Nation. Grant III, Hunter, Ojemudia. These guys are absolutely tearing it up. And week 6, man, it promises even more drama, more incredible plays, more rivalries heating up. It's all building on that strategic picture the front office is painting.
Yeah, week 6 is just packed with those rivalries and high-stakes games. Seriously, don't blink or you'll miss something spectacular. And as you watch, maybe think about this. If that front office analysis about defensive resilience and late-game execution keeps holding true, how might that fundamentally change which teams we think are really built for a championship run this year?
Great thought to leave folks with. Peace out, Rivals Nation, from Rivals Radio.
It's Rivals Radio.